everybody, welcome back to Gym Doctor TV. We got Rocco Boulay here once again. We got Ariana here. She's one of our certified metabolic technicians over here at FitLab Fitness. So we wanted to hop on and talk a little bit more about a video that we made in the past about 2 or 3 months ago.
Wasn't it our first video?
Yeah, it was our first video, and it was a few months ago, and one of the things we wanted to do is check in. Rocco said, I want to kind of make these claims about what's going to happen in your business and then check in on that and show you kind of what was possible. And here we are, so I guess we can start there. What was it that you said that we were going to do? Like you wanted to check in?
Well, I think we'll go find that little segment of the video, and I'll cut it into this video when we make the video.
Yeah, put that right
here. For this type of help. But what I will tell you is that we're going to do a video somewhere in the near future, we'll say 3 to 6 months, and we're going to talk about those people that are early adopters right now and see how well they've done. I already know the results. If they actually perform what they're supposed to, in other words, just be here 3 days a week for 1 hour. That's easy. It. If you take 3 days a week out of your life for 1 hour to come and take care of yourself, to ensure, this is the real health insurance. You ensure that you're going to have a strong body, strong lean body mass. You're going to have a great metabolism. You're going to have a great immune system because while everybody else out there is sitting around getting sick, you're going to be bolstering your whole body's defense system so that you become this enormous armor against any one of these types of cancers, cardiovascular disease.
In a few months from now, we'll check in and see what has transpired over the course of having the ramp in your fitness centers at this point, and see what kind of results you've gotten. Which I told you that things would be pretty good and pretty amazing.
You did, and the claim you actually made was that 99.9% of the people that follow this plan are going to get good results. So participants on the plan were going to get the good results, and I'm happy to say that we've had 100% of the people that have gone through our ramp plan have gotten good results. So you weren't lying. You kind of underestimated a little bit at 99.9.
Well, I think you challenged me by saying, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to give a 100% money back guarantee if people don't get results. So you're the one who made the actual poster for the ramp system, which we actually use in all of the clubs that we license to now, that says results guaranteed 100% or you get your money back.
Correct. And have not given a dollar back. Not that that's the thing that we want to perpetuate here, but there's not one person that's gone through a plan and not felt it was worth it based on the pricing.
And has any of our licensees, the clubs that we've brought on board, have they given any money back yet?
No. Yeah, very interesting.
Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. So,
or let me ask a second question. Do you know of any other clubs out there that offer a 100% money back guarantee if you don't get results?
No, not a thing.
You've never witnessed it in the industry, Ariana? Ariana is one of the coaches and the metabolic technicians here at FitLab, who's one of our very first onboard coaches that we've brought into the system, who's been using the program since the beginning, right? Its inception here at FitLab in Nashua. Do you want to ask her any questions about, or should I ask her any questions?
I mean, I know the answers, I guess, but why don't you talk a little bit about working with a client now that's on a ramp rather than previous to that when you were just kind of doing your thing and figuring out your own programming. Maybe you can talk about that for a second.
Yeah, I mean, now I guess things are a lot easier as a trainer, which is, I guess, the beauty of this. Now we're really just there to motivate and to push, which is a huge thing. And that seems to be the number one thing that people need for a personal trainer anyways, is that push, more than anything else. So yeah, it's been really good. It's been fun. People seem to love it.
Do you feel that now you're excited to show people their results rather than kind of be like, I hope I show them results?
Definitely.
You feel more confident?
Definitely more confident. Doing their in-bodies and retesting them is a lot easier now. The confidence is definitely there.
More fun,
they're going to get great results, and it's really exciting for them to see how excited they get for their results also.
And how much easier has your life been with a ramp client as opposed to a non-ramp client, you know, as far as like programming and things like that?
There's nothing to really think about, which is nice. You know, personal training is a lot to think about. especially for each individual person. So it's nice that it's kind of already done. You go, you get your client, and you just kind of have fun with them for their time, push them, and it's good.
No,
It's definitely-
exactly. So I obviously witnessed that as well. I'm not really on the ground level like you are with those clients, but I did put quite a few people on their journeys, and it's just kind of been unanimous. And one of the things we didn't talk about in our interview on our first video, we talked about people were going to get results and the revenue was going to come as a result of intention, right? One of the things that we didn't talk about, and obviously you knew this deep down, but we just didn't go that far, is the unanimous culture and community change that's happened. Like the whole dynamic has changed. There's this new positive, really super positive, very uplifting, supportive community that's happened because of this, been bred because of this intention. And we didn't talk about that, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit more today. So I have up here behind us an accountability, I guess we can call it accountability page, but more of a community page for people to come on that are on the RAMP system. And this is all of our locations. So this is not just my company specific, it's all the participating RAMP locations in the country can come on here, celebrate all the wins for their members, shout out new RAMP clients, shout out all the results. So I'll just to show you kind of
I'd like to make
yeah.
a comment on that before you actually go through this, because I think and this is your brainchild, which I think was pretty brilliant,
Thank you.
is that we don't need endorsements from superstars. Like, we don't need Hollywood actors, athletes. We don't need any of that, because the real superstars are the actual people getting the results.
And their
They
peers.
become,
Super true.
and our coaches for that matter. It's
Yeah.
like our coaches and the clients become the superstars. We don't need to pay any great, high level people to say, I endorse this thing, which most times they don't even use it
Yeah,
anyway.
they're
They're
Right,
just paid to do it.
saying it,
This
yeah.
is the actual product
Yep.
of creating this new environment. So when people join a fitness center, most people, some join for the social aspect of it.
Right.
A lot of people get personal training because, let's be honest. A lot of people probably get training from you because they like hanging out with you. That's good. I used to be that trainer. I know.
Yeah.
I sold so many training sessions because I want to be with Rocco. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Coaching is
absolutely.
great. Some people need that
Right.
that accountability, and for you to be able to be there to coach them through all the things, and you become a counselor. It's not just the
Thank you.
programming. You become a counselor because you hear all of their problems.
Yeah.
What they're going through with the family.
It's very much a therapy
and
session.
everything
Yeah.
else. And
It is,
Very
yeah.
much a therapy
Yeah.
session.
and one thing I'd like to say is that one of the apprehensions, I think, when we first delivered this cohesive type of plan into fitness centers, is that some of the owners are going, well, what about my personal training?
Yeah.
But the personal trainers is like, almost feel a little bit slighted, thinking that they should be the rep counters.
Yep.
Which is, it is a little bit short-sighted, because personal training is never going away, because it is the camaraderie, it is that
Right.
that I want that one-on-one. That doesn't change at
Correct.
all.
Right.
And if you were to talk to other personal trainers out there about, maybe they'd be apprehensive about using this program, what would you tell them?
Honestly, it's very customizable. There's nothing to be worried about. Even like each individual program, you can go in as the trainer and customize it completely for each person. And I think with this, people kind of think that, it's like a cookie cutter. You're just gonna get, whatever program it is. But like I said, as a personal trainer, you can kind of go in there and completely customize it for people. So it is amazing.
So has it enhanced your ability to become
It
a coach?
has. It has. It definitely has. I just all around, I feel just better as a personal trainer.
Yeah,
I
a little
guess.
more
A little more
confident, right?
confident. Yeah.
Well, how would you feel if we took it away today and had you go back to the old way of training?
I could do it, but it wouldn't. It's not as fun. I enjoy doing.
Yeah, I think the thing is it's not my staff specifically, and the others now that are getting onto the program, other gyms and things like that. I think you quickly realize that it's not competitive; it's complementative.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
a person's journey, and that's the thing I kind of want to perpetuate, is that it's complementative. It's not meant to fight a certain system or anything
Take
like that.
away
It's
from
not meant to
anything,
take away.
yeah.
It's not. we're not trying to demean or demoralize or anything like that. We're trying to actually scalably give fitness to more people. And how do we do that?
And now your training system works as a whole instead of
Right.
individual islands of people. Well, this, have all these differences versus now we all have the same similar goal. So if Ariana can't make it, say one day if she has an
Right.
issue, a personal issue that she can't make it in that day, and she has a session and somebody's on, say, a metabolic boost, somebody can pop right into that metabolic boost without you missing a hitch,
Mhm.
right?
I could,
Right? Yeah, you could.
if I had to. I
Right.
mean,
And
essentially.
that's the beauty of this,
Yeah.
being able to deliver more programming or metabolic prescriptions to
Mhm.
people to be able to change what their current fitness status is,
Yeah.
to go from point A to point B safely
Sure.
and effectively,
Yeah.
regardless of what the technicians are and whether they're available or not, that you can interchange your technicians.
Of course.
So I didn't mean to, obviously
Yeah, I
cut
mean,
you off there.
No,
but
I just wanted
I
to show
I
a
know
little
this is
bit.
gonna be fun, but I
Yeah.
just wanted to get that out of the way because
Yeah.
the thoughts went in my head. When you get to be my age, sometimes if you lose that thought, it's not
It's
coming
not
back
coming
until
back.
Well,
next
that's
week.
good too, because I mean, even though I've been part of the system since the beginning, when we had our first interview, obviously there was still a little apprehension on my side of like how things were kind of going to work out, and
Yeah.
how true were these things going to ring
I
out.
was making some pretty large claims.
You
right?
were, and I was obviously 100% behind it. That's why we've been as successful.
Oh, you
as
couldn't.
we
You
are.
couldn't have been 100% if you had a little bit of apprehension.
99.9.
Okay, we'll give it. We'll give you a 99.9.
Yeah.
But now I think you're 100, right?
I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we moved the needle.
It's just very easy to see that this is the future of
Yeah.
fitness and kind of the vehicle that's going to make that possible to get to these.
So in other
people.
words, you wouldn't turn around and go back to the old way then?
I don't think I could. I think at this point, if you asked that question to me, if you took it away from me, I would be kind of a broken person. I really would, because often you actually get a little angry at me sometimes because
I
I'm
never
so
get angry.
not angry, okay, but I'm so hands on because I'm having such a blast with this, right?
Right.
With the members, like I love doing the testing. I love seeing the results. I want to talk to every member about what's going on, and at this point now, I can't even do it. There's too many people on it. Like I
Right.
can't even keep up with everybody's journey. Great problem to have, obviously, but it's just so fun. But yeah, as I was trying to talk about before, we have this community page where all the gyms can kind of hop on and show, that this person, for example, lost 4.1 pounds of fat, they gained 3.1 pounds of muscle, all in 8 weeks, and it's every single person. Like I said, I haven't had one negative result yet, so it's just amazing. It's amazing to see, and these people are all so happy to be here. Just obviously, as you can see, just people coming in by the loads here. There's another really good-looking coach that we have here at FitLab Fitness. But as you can see, it's just loads and loads and loads of people just giving their testament, people getting on their plan. We're showing the results. That's the thing. We're showing people results. We're not guessing, and we're not hiding results or lack of results. If there was a bad result, I would definitely tell somebody that we have some work to do and we'll get back on track. But I haven't had to do that because there's been this adoption of this. It's been absolutely crazy. And the other thing I kind of want to add in there, and it's a pretty cool fact, is that the buddy referrals I've gotten from the system is the huge part, right? So I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to go out and market. I didn't have to jump around and show abs or anything to be like, I can get you healthy, just come on in I didn't have to do any of that stuff. I just had to start caring about people, a small group of people, and that group of people grew and
Well,
grew
you've
and
had
grew.
such a diverse population
We
base
have.
too.
Yeah.
So it's from I've seen females that were very, very physically fit,
to
to-
extremely
to
fit.
people who have gone
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
gastric bypass,
Yes,
males, females, and everything.
a
in
heart
between.
transplant.
Yeah, the heart transplant
transplant.
person.
Wow.
That person, Patty,
Yes,
because
she's in here pretty recently too.
I
but
kind
go
of
ahead.
oversaw that one in the beginning
Yeah.
because it was new at the time, and your staff was like a heart transplant, like
Yeah.
So I went and I went and I kind of assisted your coach over there in Merrimack. I won't mention any names unless you want me to.
No, don't even worry.
Yeah,
about
it was Dana.
Yeah.
So Dana, and he's a great guy,
Obviously, yeah.
but he's very, very protective. Like he did not want to hurt anybody. In
Yeah.
fact, from time to time he'll text me like, "What do I do about this?" And I'll always text him back
Yeah.
or answer the phone if he calls. But because she had been a heart transplant individual, there were certain restrictions or certain things that we could do, not, you know, like increasing thoracic pressure when you're, one of the things that we are very careful of, even when people who don't have heart transplants, but even cardiovascular compromise, is that you never want to hold your breath, or what's called the Valsalva maneuver.
Yeah.
You always, as you're pushing on a weight, you always want to be exhaling at the same time, because what it does is it reduces your intrathoracic pressure inside of your basically your chest cavity, and allows the heart to be able to beat without restriction. So I just made sure that happened throughout the testing, and to see her picture, and I think if you can scroll down there, I think you
it's
can actually
probably
bring
in here.
her picture.
Yeah,
There she
right
is.
there, yeah.
There she is, right there.
And she, I mean, results-wise, obviously, she absolutely killed it. She was on our Cardio Crush program. Lean body mass up 6.8, body fat pounds down 6.6. Like, that's amazing results. It's ridiculous.
And what does that do, say, for the safety of the program? If you can take a person who's had a heart transplant and get her through this safely and effectively, and get them to be that much more physically fit, there's no reason why anybody can't come in and do this program.
Agreed.
You know, I know that in the past that fitness centers have developed a reputation for just selling a membership, and then people have been disparaged and let down by that.
Yep.
But that's not the case anymore. Our job really is to be able to make this happen, not only for your clubs and their licensees, but every other club that's out there that isn't getting results for their clientele, or to get people to be, I guess, excited about going back to the gym and saying, I'm going to do it this time because this time I have a plan when I come in. The only difference is there's no change in this. You have to be accountable to show up 3 times per week.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't show up, nothing works.
It's a pretty low bar to be able to get the results we're showing people. It's uncanny.
But to have your prescription laid out in front of you that says, here's my sets, here's my reps, here's my weight.
It's too easy.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's too easy.
If you can't make it the 3 days on your own or have the accountability by yourself, then you can have a trainer. So it's, you know what I mean? It's very...
Get your coach with you.
And that frees you up from being able to select the weights. Now you can coach the individual on technique.
Yes, form is everything for me, so I'm constantly making sure their form is good, and I have to worry about counting their reps or counting all this other things.
Focus on the cadence.
Focus
of the
on
rep.
it, exactly.
Yep.
Or the important things, the
So
form,
now
the
the
cadence.
coaching aspects become more of a focus for you instead of
Yes.
sitting there and having to become a rep counter, right?
Yes.
They make machines now with rep counters on them, right?
We just got some.
It's true, yeah.
You touched on it, and you were talking about, you know, somebody that was in shape when we made them really in shape. And again, in the video in the beginning, I'm just trying to A/B it, kind of compare it a little bit. We were talking about the 70% of Americans that were overweight or obese. And we've helped a lot of those people so far, but the 30% of people that were already relatively in shape and doing the right things, we helped hundreds of those people too in this time frame. It wasn't just overweight.
Yeah, no,
obese
I mean, yeah, you're right. And you could, if you want to start getting like nickel and dime about, like, bring up that girl Sarah when she did that bicep.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
there
her
might be.
bicep one is so
I mean, it
good.
just-
See a little back there.
Like, there was nothing.
just
There was nothing wrong with her
search
to
her name.
start.
No. Can you do that?
Oh no, she's
Yeah, this is
she's a cop, isn't she? Like her body was already.
Yep. Yeah.
She was already very
very
fit
physically
prior.
fit.
Yeah.
See, if we
Again,
can
we're
find
gonna make
that.
everybody on this video dizzy real quick. Just don't look at the screen for a second. Oh, there was Ariana. But as you can see, lots and lots of results, lots of shout outs, lots of new members.
Yeah. that's
All
the fun of it.
locations that are participating are doing fantastic.
The camaraderie of everybody has been so much fun.
Absolutely
like people
crazy.
are coming together. What program are you on, or what one are you on? And everybody seems to be super excited about what they're doing and what we're doing. So.
I think that she was at that picture you put in it. It was.
Oh, it was actually within a.
Yes, it was in a pose.
And I don't remember what that was.
That's okay.
Oh, but I have it right here.
Oh, you
my
do?
God.
Okay.
There's a couple that I printed out. We actually keep a whole book of
Members'
records. It's going to be hard to see, obviously, but just showing people's results. But this was. Try to bring it closer here. I don't know if this is in focus or not. But as you can see, just on the left side, just really in shape person, and then absolutely crazy on the right side, just like the detail work that went into that. And it just goes to show you that it doesn't really matter what level of condition you're in. The program always takes you from where you are based on the test and says, here's where we want to put you, and then it builds the progression for you for those 8 weeks. And that's plain and simple. That's how easy the program is, right? And I keep saying easy. I hate to diminish what you've done to put into this program, but
Well,
for the
no,
end
that's
user,
a compliment
you've
because
made it so
we've taken
ridiculously
something
easy.
very complex and made it easy.
Yeah.
I don't take that
Simple.
as a criticism
Good.
at all because it took us a long time to figure out to take that complex science
Yeah.
and put into something that could be
Right.
made simple
Yep.
so that everybody could get the results that they're looking for, regardless of whether beginning, intermediate, and
Mhm.
advanced,
Yeah.
or even coming out of rehab for that matter.
Right.
So, to me, that's not an insult at all. I don't feel a criticism. It's something that allows us to be able to deliver more people a solution
Yep.
on a massive scale. We talked about that. They're trying to do it one-on-one because if we try to do it one-on-one, no matter how many trainers we have, ultimately we're going to fail because you need a system in place.
You do.
You know, I could probably, I don't want to say the quality of hamburgers, but there's a reason why McDonald's sells billions of hamburgers versus other restaurants. Is because they have a system in place that says, here's how we make burgers the fastest and the most economical. Now, I could question the quality
Right.
of the meats and stuff, but if
Right.
they were using good quality meats and still doing it that way, amazing.
But at
We
least you
just-
can
we
say
use
it's the
quality.
same every McDonald's you go to.
It's-
And that
it's-
consistency is what drives people.
And there in the fitness industry, we've never had that past the front desk. We've had consistency based upon selling memberships, advertising. All that's been consistent. It looks the same almost in virtually every single club, right?
Yeah, we're about to spring into summer, I think.
Yes, or fall into fall, or whatever these slogans that we've seen, throughout the years. Summertime is whatever, summer better than others, or
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be with these different slogans. But the reality is it's changed now.
It is.
It's
Changed, at least for me and the other participating locations,
Yes.
for sure.
So now it's
totally
like
different
let's onboard you. It's not the end of the process. The membership sale is the beginning of the relationship.
business. Right.
So if you're out there and your club doesn't have ramp, you can contact us through the Facebook page or
Yep.
through rampgym.com,
Yep.
and we can get you a program. We can get you a
Absolutely.
program no matter what club that you're in. We'd rather have the clubs do it, and we'd rather have certified metabolic technicians on site doing that for you, because ultimately I think that's the best way to go.
Agree.
But if you're in a pinch, don't sit there suffering, wondering whether or not you could get this program, because we'll figure out a way to get you a program.
Absolutely. Every time so far, every time we've been able to figure it out. So
Yeah. But Eric and I have some new things coming as far as
we do.
we have a
Exciting.
GLP one company that we're potentially going to be working with. And for those of you out there who don't know what that means, when you've seen these commercials on TV about Ozempic and Wegovy and Manora, these products are GLPs, and they're a lot of people are taking them. The downside of this particular pharmaceutical is that it actually burns off your lean body mass. Between 20 to 50% of the weight you lose is muscle weight.
Oh,
You didn't know that.
no.
So the pharmaceutical industry is trying to figure out ways to find programs that people can use in order to be able to mitigate that muscle loss, so that the loss will be more fat.
Right.
Because that's the whole idea. Because if you lose muscle, then you're losing metabolism. That's why that rebound effect that people who are on GLP-1s have, once they get off, they have no metabolism left, because half of their
Just
weight
like a
was,
crash diet, right?
was basically their metabolism. So now they go back to eating normal again, and of course now they don't have the metabolism to keep that weight off. Consequently, they yo-yo back, probably sometimes even bigger than they were before. So there's going to be a new market of opportunity for fitness centers that are out there to be able to service this market of people. And they estimate, well, over the next few years, over 30 million people will probably be on these drugs.
Yep.
And we're not condoning or condemning these. We're just saying that we are going to be the metabolic technicians who provide you with a solution if you happen to be on that pharmaceutical, that you can mitigate that lean body mass or that muscle loss, so that you you can make that more exclusively fat loss and be healthier and happier with,
Yep.
you know, getting rid of diabetes, obesity.
And that's already begun. It's not like something that's coming in the future. It's
Yeah.
it's begun, and we're working with some of those clients already ourselves. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's time. I mean, to get on this program, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, but we haven't negotiated any deals, but the guy that we're talking with is a guy by the name of Bob. I won't mention his last name for
Yeah,
the sake
Not
of, you know,
important for
but
now.
he's a good dude.
He's awesome.
He's been in the industry for a long time.
Yeah, he
and,
gets it.
He does
He gets
get
the industry on
Yeah.
the other side, which is
He
awesome.
probably knows the industry better than the both of us. But,
Probably, yeah, definitely more than me, for sure.
You know, we're old veterans, you know.
Yeah.
We have a little bit
Seen a few
little
things.
bit of experience on
Yeah.
that subject. But anyways, getting back to this whole movement towards getting people healthier, doing the right thing in the fitness industry to deliver consistent results to anybody who wants to be accountable 3 times per week. Of course, food has a lot to do with it.
Yep.
We coach on food.
Yes, we do.
We don't give you the exact food, we give you guidelines of food. So we'll show you what breakfasts, lunch, dinners, and snacks, and the amount of calories that are contained therein. But you have to also check with your practitioners that, you know, if we say that, you know, fish is good, is a good protein, it may be something who has an allergy to. So we can't, as professionals, say you can have this or this or this, but we say this is what your food should look like, and we coach on that.
Yeah, here's what a
Just a
day of
good
eating
guide,
could look like.
yeah.
People don't
Yeah.
know, you know, how much protein, fats, and carbohydrates, and if we lay all of that out,
Mm-hmm.
so that as long as you're eating the food, you're going to get those amount of calories.
And incredibly simply explained too, because even being in the industry as long as I have, there's still a level of what the heck's going on when it comes to nutrition. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot to it, and there's a lot of conflicting ideologies, but
Yeah.
it's made incredibly simple with our system. It's just keep it simple.
I don't think we still know to this day.
Sure.
My opinion, and this is just my opinion as somebody who's been around this for the longest time, there was a time where everybody ate carbohydrates and didn't get fat.
Correct.
Since when did carbohydrates become a problem?
Mm.
Because it's not necessarily the carbohydrate that's the problem, it's that there's too much carbohydrate and too much modified processed type of carbohydrate that's in the food system.
And too little
That's-
exercise too, right? Obviously,
Yeah,
sedentary
that-
lifestyle.
That in combination with, you know, sitting down, people don't have
Mhm.
the muscle mass they've had 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
Our job requirements now require us to be just like this all day long. You know? Like I said, I think in the last video, I used to put in heating systems. So I was carrying pipes, boilers, you know,
Yeah.
heavy objects up and down,
You wouldn't even
turning
have to
big
exercise,
wrenches
yeah.
all day long. And then at the end of that day, I'd go to the gym to work out.
Right.
So you know, that lifestyle was definitely conducive to staying physically fit. I couldn't put fat on in them days because I burned up every calorie I put in my body
Yeah.
and then some. But today, the carbohydrates are really getting a bad reputation because there's bad carbohydrates out there. So when people get on carnivore or a keto diet, they're removing all carbohydrates,
Right.
which, quite frankly, I can't eat like that.
No, me
You
neither.
know, I have to have good carbohydrates in my body because although I look flat,
Right.
you know, my muscles, you know, you need glycogen in your muscles
Right.
in order to feel and look full. You need that glycogen to be able to get through your workout. So
Right.
having somebody who's carbohydrate depleted and living on ketones, I'm just not a fan.
Right.
I think that going through a keto or a carnivore diet for a while to help, I guess, rehabilitate your ability to use carbohydrates the right way, which is it basically stimulates the
Yeah, so a good
receptor sites
reset. Yeah.
to reset those
Yep.
receptor sites so that they're not attenuated anymore, that they're actually sensitive to insulin again.
Yep.
But that's a process to be able to fix that problem.
Mhm.
But that can be fixed through doing carnivore and ketone diets, but you don't have to do that forever.
Right.
It just, you know, plus you don't smell too good with ketone breath.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just not
Pennies in your mouth all day. Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know if we got off track with that. But
No, we didn't. I think we kind of summed up exactly what we wanted to do is that check-in of just kind of, and again, we'll be a post here with what we talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
And nothing that we talked about is any different. It's actually probably better than what I was assuming even in the beginning. So pretty amazing.
It is. But again, it's consistency. It's being able to consistently deliver a duplicatable result over and over again. And no different than, like we said, making a Big Mac. Every time they make a Big Mac, it tastes exactly the same. And that's where somehow that's where we got lost in the fitness industry.
Yep.
Because I think you said you were certified through NASM, right? In every certifying body that's out there, I was an NSCA guy for quite a number of years, over 15 years as a CSCS, and one of the things I noticed in all the textbooks is that they perfectly laid out the science, perfectly laid out really everything about the human body, when I thought was fantastic. And then when it comes to building a program, I would say every one of them falls short of saying, how do I really do this? And then, of course, they let the trainers out on their own. Now the trainer's like, okay, well, it's up to me to figure this out.
Right.
Yeah, I've come up with my own system. I've, had to figure out now, of course I don't with RAMP, but I did have to kind of figure everything out on my own. And
how do you apply that to exactly
and
every single person, right? And then you're like, oh my God.
And individuality.
How overwhelming would that be?
Right.
And now you take that towards how many thousands of personal trainers do we have?
And then you
in the
got to
country?
rewrite their programs every 8 weeks, and be up to date with everything, and it becomes a lot. So now having that kind of mindless aspect of it, I guess, makes it a lot easier.
Well, it's not mindless, it's
not
more
mindless,
it's
just
organized
not
for you.
not mindless, but now I don't have to think
There's no
about
stress there about
think about the programming. I don't have to think about all that, and now I can just focus on the form, making sure that they're doing everything correctly, they're eating correctly, all the little things.
Do you
that I
want to
couldn't
touch
really think about
upon
before.
maybe some of the clients that you've worked with, like what they've told you about it? You want to share any of that? Like,
yeah, I mean, everybody so far loves it. I don't have any negative results, of course. Everybody's killing it.
Yeah, not
there's
even any negative opinions.
No, not even negative opinions. Everybody is like so excited about it. It's kind of the talk of the gym right now. Yeah, and all my clients, I have quite a few clients on RAMP right now. I still do have a few personal training clients where I have to, program for them and stuff, but a good majority of them are RAMP, and everybody seems to
is there
be
anything in
extremely
particular
happy with it.
what they're happy with?
Honestly, I think just them getting their results in only the 3 days. They don't feel like they have to be here. A lot of people think they have to be here 2 hours, 6 days a week,
they do.
to see any results. And I think now people have more time for life.
It's a good point. I'll say the one complaint, if there was going to be a complaint, is like, wait, I
this
don't
is
have
all
to
I
work
do.
out as
Yeah,
much.
this is all I.
And
this
it's almost
is
a complaint to the
Yeah.
community that's been doing it for a long time. So I was going to
Right.
say, if we're going to throw a negative in here, it's
Yeah.
actually a positive at the same
the
time.
people that are here working 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, now they're in here 3 days, 45 minutes, and they're like, wait, I don't know what to do with
and
the rest
maybe
of my
even
time.
a fourth day
But that's a
of
great problem
active
to have.
recovery or active rest, cardio, abs, core, stuff like that. It's do that on your fourth day.
Not.
You don't have to.
Right, and you don't
Right.
have to, but
But for those people that need that,
To have
to
that,
satiate.
People used to say to me, now, obviously, I think you know my background, is I broke 13 world records, I won 5 world titles, and people would always ask me, you must live in the gym.
Right.
It happened to me all the time. I'm like, no. I hate working out like everybody else does.
Right.
I love the benefit of it.
Right.
So when I was in training, honestly, I worked out an hour and 15 minutes 3 times a week. That was it.
Really?
What I did outside the gym, I was very good at my food.
Yeah.
I was very good at my rest.
Yeah.
Very good at my nutrition, whatever supplementation I was doing. I worked on looking at my form during my lifts. So if I was doing bench pressing, I look at my points of contact. I look where my retraction was and my scapular. I look at all those things, and it kind of fine tune that. But it wasn't like more is better.
Right.
The more is just more.
Right.
We have what's the difference between optimal, which means enough to get the best result, or maximal, which means I can't do anymore.
Right.
Right. And a lot of people get those two terms confused. So they always want to do maximal. And then they wonder why they burn out so fast, and why am I not getting any gains anymore? And all of a sudden you back people up and have them on 3 days a week, and the gains come faster, and the scratch in their head, well, how can this be? It's because you've never let your body recover from the last the last
And a
exercise.
lot of people outwork their nutrition too, right? At that point,
they do.
Yeah.
But again, this is why we need the coaches, because when that's happening, the coach has to be there to say,
Mhm.
well, let's take a look at your food, because it's not just about
See what
throwing
you're
them,
doing, yeah.
throwing a slam ball against the wall.
Right.
You know, it's not doing a farmer carry or doing a
Mhm.
Sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulty. As you can see, Ariana's no longer here. She had a client to go take care of. But I think we just wanted to round out the conversation.
Yeah,
Get
I
an
mean, I
update.
think we finished off with her
Yeah.
talking about her experience with her clients and whatnot, which is, you know, of course, we'll have more and more videos coming into the future. You can always go to the Ramp by Jim. Is that what it is? Ramp by Jim Doctor.
Yeah, Ramp by Jim
Ramp by
Doctor
Jim Doctor on
on
Facebook, and you can see how everybody's doing. If you want to follow along, even join the page and be part of the community that we have here.
Yep.
But getting back to, you know, the purpose of this video was really to elucidate, you know, what's really happening with the ramp system here, how it's working for your fitness centers, how it's working with other fitness centers now that we've actually brought on board as part of our network. And we thank you guys for becoming part of that network and ever growing into more and more locations to help people with not only just basic fitness, but metabolic issues that are related to lack of activity, poor food choices, and giving people a reason to really go back to the gym.
Yeah.
Which is exciting because I think it's the greatest deal that you can get, bar nothing.
Yeah, it's not even close. What you
Why we're
get,
fighting
yeah.
on prices, because when your gym doesn't work and you know it doesn't work, you're going to pay the least amount of money for it.
Correct.
But when you build value back into it, I'm getting something for my money,
Yep.
it's a totally different story, and we want you to get your money's worth. So we want you here. We want you to show. We don't want you to not show up. That's not our no commitment. You have to be committed.
You do.
No commitment's a joke.
Right.
Anytime you see no commitment, that means we want your money, but we don't care if you're pumped.
We hope you stay.
We're not those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, we hope you stay.
We care about you. We care about commitment, and we do want you to be here. And we do everything in our power to support you on your journey
Yep.
to better health. So,
Absolutely.
that being said, you want to say anything in conclusion, Eric?
Yeah, I think we said it all, but it's just a great time to get involved in this program. It's fresh, it's new,
Yeah.
it's exciting. It's but we need more adoption. We need the gyms to get in on it. I want to help people again. I've talked about intention very often in my videos, and I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to compete with you. I want to work with you. I want to work together. I want to celebrate your wins. You celebrate mine.
Well, I think one of our challenges is, and because it's always about, you know, especially when we get with a lot of fitness owners or operational managers, like, well, how much money am I going to make?
Correct.
I think it's short-sighted
It is.
because our job is to help people. We're fitness. We deliver fitness.
Yeah.
It's not just about having a room full of equipment. It's here's your directions, okay? And
If you paid for a roof and didn't get the roof, would you be happy?
no,
No.
And you don't walk into a restaurant and make your own hamburger because
you don't.
you have to be a cook.
Correct.
Come see our cooks. We provide the cooks, right?
Let them cook.
But at the end of the day, and I hate that term, but everybody uses it, so I'll use that.
You got to be human once in a while.
Yes. Talk briefly about the money. I don't like to talk about the money
Yeah,
part,
we weren't
but
gonna touch on it.
It's essential. It's the lifeblood of
Yeah.
every single business, but it should never be its sole purpose for its existence.
Correct.
So,
So
tell me about the money.
I think
Show me the money.
Yeah, I think it's more correct to talk about what caused that increase in money, and that was the intention of the program, which is what you said to me from day one when we met. You said this whole program is about intention, and I promise you that if you start showing people results and start caring about your members, you will make more money.
Nobody's complaining about the price?
Nobody, not one person,
That's amazing.
has ever balked at it. Even when I'm doing the consultations here, I talk about the price, and they go, "That's it, that's it, that's it. That's big. Why is it so inexpensive? Because we want everybody to do it. That's why, you know." So yes, we do turn a profit because of this system, and obviously that's what we have to do as a business. But it's not even about that for us. It's honestly just about giving people what they came in the door for, and that's results. They didn't come in to hang out. They came in to get in better shape.
So if you're a club owner out there and you're kind of on the fence as to whether or not this can work for you,
Yes.
you have to ask yourself this question: will this work for my customers? And the answer is always going to be yes.
Yes.
And if you're in the business of people, then this is the program that's going to be right for you.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
I would encourage all of you operators and owners out there to give us an email, a call, whatever way, rampgym.com. You can reach us through there.
Yep. We'll do a live Zoom, live demo, whatever you want. We'll come
Yeah.
to your gym, you come to mine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're so confident that we don't even require you to be in an agreement with us.
Yep. Not at all.
If you're not happy with it, we don't want to work with you.
Nope.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Agreement for what? Yeah, we'll get you agreement on all the legal stuff, but if you're not happy 3 months into the program and it's not making you money and making your customers happy, don't be with us.
Yeah.
Don't. I don't
Yeah.
mean that in a bad way.
No.
Because our goal is to unite every single person out there that's struggling with health, every single fitness center, instead of working against each other, to work in a network with us and provide people with the solutions they've been looking for since who knows how many decades now.
Agreed.
And let's make that happen.
Yep. Ready for it.
Yep. So
So I think that's it for today.
why don't we sign off?
Let me do it this time, okay?
Sure thing. You got.
Rocco and Eric from Gym Doctor, helping you find your strength.
All right.
How'd I
Peace
do?
out, everybody.